Hello, everybody out there, and welcome back here with the future once again to another special update and review for Christmas 2018. I did one of these last year too. I'm starting this off a little bit different and starting off with my tree instead of myself. But yeah, I want to say Merry Christmas to everybody out there. I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas, and I can't wait to show off the gifts that I received for Christmas that were showcase and review worthy, in my opinion. Some stuff's just personal or cash or something like that. You can't really show off, but I'm showing off the physical items that I received. Some cool stuff. So, yeah, I hope everybody had a great Christmas. And now, let's check out the gifts that I received for Christmas 2018 from family. Let's check it out. Special update and review. Okay, so now I'm going to show off the items that I picked up that I thought were awesome for the showcase and review here for Christmas time for 2018. My mom picked me up this book because she knows I was saddened by the loss of Stan Lee, and I'm a huge Stan Lee fan. And it's Excelsior, The Amazing Life of Stan Lee. This actually came out, published in 2002, and was written by Stan Lee and Greg Mayer. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. But a very cool look at the life and career of Stan Lee. And some very cool pictures and sayings in here as well. Printed in black and white, of course, but it looks like it would be a pretty quick read. There's young Stan Lee there. I kept walking around with this ridiculous, let's see what that said, with this ridiculous grin after I met Joni, my wife-to-be. Okay. But yeah, a lot of cool things. 1943, I was probably the only non-com that didn't smoke, and Helene made me cough, but I did so want to look like Humphrey Bogart. So very cool. If anybody hasn't saw, I do have the autographed Stan Lee picture up here. And my dad actually gave me this card that I was messing with earlier that fell out. I got to put it back in. But this is actually a drawing. And then autographed by the artist, which I don't know off the top of my head right there. But goes with the picture there. So very cool. Stan Lee stuff. So I'm glad my mom got me that book. I'm going to definitely read that. My sister picked me up this book, and it is the Legion of Regrettable Supervillains, featuring the 50 strangest supervillains in history of comics. So, it's by John Morris. It's the Loot Crate edition. I love the illustrations from the comics here on the book itself. Very neat. Look out, he's got an ape, it says. You can pause that and read it if you want. But I was very happy to get this one, too. Very cool on the inside, full color illustrations, and it just goes through, you know, the 50 strangest villains, super villains, I think it said, of all time, and gives you a little write up on each of them, you know, the Bog Beast, and then gives you a little picture of the front of the comic that it was, the character was in. Scarlet Beetle. I've not heard of a lot of these. Phantasmon, Black Cat, Catgirl, Splinter. There's some very, very bizarre ones in here too. This is one of the funniest ones, I thought. Reefer King. But yeah, Mr. Skeleton, Mr. Knight. So it just goes through here. Very cool book, and a very interesting read too. With the write-ups, and very cool to look at the illustrations as well. So, yeah, I do recommend this book, and I really thank my sister a lot for picking me this up. Very neat. Next, my brother gave me some cash, and I went and spent like 20 bucks of this. I picked up this Mighty Micro set, DC Superheroes, Batman vs. Harley Quinn. And I will be doing a showcase and review over this. This is a Lego set. And I'm not going to get too in-depth on the box or anything here. But yeah, I thought this looked interesting. So when my brother gave me that money, I went and picked a couple things up for myself. And one of the things I picked up is this set here. So the Mighty Micros Batman vs. Harley Quinn Lego set. Very sweet. Can't wait to do the showcase and review on that. So a little bit of a sneak peek. Plus I picked up some DVDs as well to add to my DVD collection. Everybody knows I'm a big DVD collector. I have a huge collection. This is Creepshow 2. Stephen King and George A. Romero welcome to you to the second one. I did already have the first Creep Show in my collection, which I love, and I've always loved the first and second Creep Shows. This one I do remember more prominently as a kid than the first one, actually. Although I do remember the first one as well, you know, with Stephen King and stuff. I just remember them showing Creep Show 2 more in like the late 80s, early 90s. For some reason. Maybe it was easier to obtain than the first one. But yeah, really cool. George A. Romero and Stephen King classics there. So I was glad to pick that one up. As you can see, $5 is all it was. And then I picked up the original Candyman, which I can't wait to bust this open and check it out again. It's always been one of the creepiest yet best horror movies I've ever saw. And it's from the chilling imagination of Clive Barker, who's responsible for Hellraiser. And this is a special edition. It actually has filmmaker's commentary with Clive Barker, a lot of other cool special features on it, which I'm a big fan of the special features. An effectively eerie psychological chiller filled with clever, unusual touches. Leonard Maltin, so that's good, good coming from him. He's a pretty acclaimed critic. And yeah, I was happy to get Candyman and Creepshow too. And then my dad picked me up some. And I'm in the process of watching The Gunfighter as we speak, directed by Henry King. And it starred, everybody knows, legendary actor Gregory Peck as Johnny Ringo. Jimmy Ringo, sorry, not Johnny Ringo. Johnny Ringo's from Tombstone and, you know, the Cowboys. But, the old OK Corral. But also this has Rawhide and Garden of Evil. And Garden of Evil, also a classic as well, if nobody's ever saw that. Gary Cooper, Susan Hayward, Richard Widmark, and then Tyrone Power and Susan Hayward and Rawhide. Nothing to do with the show Rawhide, by the way. But yeah, 1950, The Gunfighter. He mainly got me this because he was telling me about The Gunfighter, and he mainly got it for that one. But 1951, Rawhide, and 54 was Garden of Evil. They came in these thinner DVD cases, and as I said, I'm watching it right now. You can see a still from the movie on my TV screen. So very cool. Actually got that in. And it's the Fox Western Classics bonus buy here, Cinema Classics Collection. Very sweet, 20th Century Fox. I really like this, the looks of this set. Big fan of Westerns. And then he picked me up Andy Griffith in No Time for Sergeants. He always loved this movie, and I watched this last night, and let me tell you, it is a hilarious movie. Andy Griffith plays this guy out of the mountains, going into the young kid going into the military, and he's just full of laughs. A comedy classic with plenty of time for laughs, as it said. This is a really good addition too, like really clear because it's black and white, but really nicely remastered. Directed by Mervyn Leroy. Old school director there, as this was made back in 1957 and renewed in 1985. 2010 Warner Brothers. But yeah, he plays old Will Stockdale. And I don't think Uncle Sam is ready for Will. But check this movie. I don't want to give anything away. But great job Andy Griffith did in No Time for Sergeants. And then next is the classic 2-disc special edition of Orson Welles' Citizen Kane. And I've been wanting this in my collection for so long now, and my dad knew about that, so he went ahead and grabbed this one for me too. And what a classic. And this even has commentaries by film critic Roger Ebert, and the other by director Welles' biographer Peter Bogdanovich, which I know well from other commentaries and stuff, but really cool special editions here, especially the 2-disc, second disc. But man, you gotta love Citizen Kane. If you haven't saw Citizen Kane, definitely try to check it out if you're a film fan. It's considered one of the best films of all time, and it is the best film by Orson Welles for sure. But yeah, it's a classic, and I'm glad my dad picked me those up to add to the collection. And then the last thing is this pillow my brother picked me up that I almost failed to mention, but it's an awesome Star Wars BB-8 pillow here. And it's got the Star Wars tag there. So, with Rey in the middle there with her lightsaber. And you got Poe there. And yeah, all licensed by Star Wars, Disney, and very cool pillow. But yeah, I almost couldn't think of his name, but that's Finn as well. I almost forgot about him because of The Last Jedi. They basically make him a non-factor in the movies if you saw The Last Jedi. But I'm a big fan of BB-8, so I'm glad to have this pillow. But yeah, that's my pickups for Christmas 2018. And I hope everybody enjoyed checking out what I picked up. And I hope everybody had as merry a Christmas as I did. And until next time, guys, I really appreciate you checking this out. Make sure you give me a subscribe, drop a comment down below. Give me a like if you like what you saw, if you haven't already. And I want to thank all my returning subscribers and viewers for checking me out all through the year. And until next time, guys, thanks for checking this out. And as always, peace out.